Hi y'all, it's me. I'm here on behalf of Diemond Dies as part of Diemond Dies design team. For those who don't know, Diemond Dies makes steel wool dies in many shapes and sizes for all your crafting needs. I'll put the links down below for their shop so you can go check them out. And if while there you spend $35 or more using the code ThanksGina, you'll get 10% off your order and free shipping anywhere in the world. I will put the link to the Facebook page where you can comment for surprise prizes. You can join a card swap that's monthly. You can join challenges and see the work of all the other designers there. So for my next project, I'm going to show you the project, and after I show you the project, there will be a tutorial on making something that you'll see. So if you want to stay for that, please do. And let me get on to my project. I first want to share with you the dies that I've used. I'll start with the older dies from our past releases, and then I'll work my way to the newer dies. So this is the palm tree die that I used. I used the star die, nesting star, really nice. I used the nesting ovals, which is a great set to have. I recommend it if you don't have any other sets, at least have the nesting sets. Those are like really awesome, but all the dies are awesome, so just try them all. From this sheet, I used the witch's boots, which are here. I used the bats, and I used the spooky spiderweb set, which is not in stock at the moment, but it will be coming in this week or next week sometime, so keep an eye out. You get the web, the spider, and the word boo. Super cute, this die. I love it. And then from another older set is the nesting top note shape, which is this one here. Use that. And now from our newer, very new Halloween release, I used this is the mini album spiderweb set. I used the spiderweb portion of that. I used the witch's cauldron, really cute die. I used the witch's hat, and there's two different sizes there. I used the flying witch, which you can see there. And I used the black cat. So now that you've seen everything I've used, let me show you what I created. And I was thinking about Halloween, and I thought, we need to have some bags to send or give gifts to family and friends. So that's what I created for you. The first bag I have here, and these were just white celebrated lunch bags, so I decided to use those. I figured they'd be really cute to alter, so I inked the edges all the way around. I used a punch from my stash up there for the drippy blood and seam binding. I put some eyelets in there to hold that. Now I'm calling these bag with a card because it is a card and a bag together. So you're seeing the bag, and here is where I used the very large spider web for them from the album set. I had to cut some of it off because it was bigger than what I needed. And there's my palm tree spider. I love him. I put little blingy on his eyes, and I used the circle die for his body, so super cute for that. And then there's some glitter paper behind, and there's the word boo from the smaller spider web set. So really cute. It looks so darling. Now this one, when you open it up, if you give me 1 second, I tied them kind of tight, not prepared for this, but when you open them up, it's a card. So not only do they get a bag with a treat, but they get a card. And there's where I used the top note nesting die, and then I just stamped Happy Halloween on that. So as you can see, it makes a 2-in-1 card and a bag for a present. So you need to give them some goodies in that bag too. That was the first one I made. The next one I made, I inked the bag all the way around. You can see there. And I used a punch from my collection up here, some baker's twine that I used to tie the bag closed. These are the bats from Diemond Dies. There's a tiny one way down at the bottom there. You see there, way at the bottom. And then I used the flying witch, and I used the stars here. Really cute. I think I showed you the star die. I used the nesting star die in case I forgot to show that. I'm sorry. And then I just put a sticker here. And this one, if you untie these, and let me set that down so I have better access. untie these little side pieces, which I punched holes in. And when you open that up, there's a card in there that reads Happy Halloween as well with the nesting die. So just a fun little way to give something for Halloween if you give to your friends and family. It's nice to combine the two so you don't have to have all separate pieces. Kind of works as two purposes. This one is my favorite one. I used a purple lunch bag for this one, and I thought it was so cute. I used some scallop scissors right up here on the top to get that scalloped edge. I tied it with baker's twine, punch from my stash, and then I made the card here with this paper, and I used the spider from the first spider web die there. This is the brand new cauldron, and I made it look like the witch fell in the pot. So there's her hat floating on the surface and her feet up in the air. Oops, she fell in. So cute. Anyway, I thought it was cute. And there I used the little black cat right there. I thought that was really fun. And then when you open this one up here, you can see it says what's brewing. So I thought that was really cute. So there you go. That's my projects for this time. So I hope you enjoy them and create some for yourself. Be sure to shop at Diemond Dies, and don't forget, if you want to watch the tutorial that's following right now. So thank you so much. Do what makes you happy. Bye for now. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make two different style of bags. One will be from scrapbook paper, the other will be from an envelope, and that way you can either use what's in your stash, or if you don't happen to have treat bags, you can use this method. These aren't my designs. I found them on the web or in my memory for a long time. So anyhow, let me just get started and show you how to create these two different versions of bags. The measurements won't matter because you can make them as tall as you want, and you can make them as big as you have paper to make them. In this case, I'm using a piece of scrapbook paper, and the lightweight works best just because it folds easier than a cardstock, a heavy cardstock. So you can do it with that, but it just makes it easier like this. So I have mine measured out at 12 by 7. Again, the measurements won't matter. You can make them however you want. For this one, we're going to go ahead and score on 3. And when you're using a lightweight paper, remember not to score it too hard because it will tear. The other measurement we're using is 8.5. So 3 and 8.5. You want to go ahead and fold those on those score lines that you've just created. And hopefully I pressed it enough to get it to show. And use your bone folders to make really nice, crisp, clean folds. That also helps with this process. And fold on the other score line. And use your bone folder again to press that down really well. And on this flap here, I've gone ahead and added some tape to it. You want to use either tape or glue stick. You don't want to use wet glue because it kind of buckles up the paper a little bit. So just apply some glue over there. Go ahead and push this down. And now you've created like this paper tube kind of thing. Turn it on its side on one end of the open end, and you're going to score there at, let's say, 1.5 inches. Again, this measurement here will almost determine the depth of your, not the depth, but the opening of your bag. So I did it at 1.5 inches. So you want to go ahead and fold on that score line. Again, use your bone folders for a nice crisp fold. I even reverse it to the other side and repeat it just to break down the fibers of the paper. Once you have that done, you're going to open that little 1.5 inch flap, and on the ends you're going to create a triangle. And there's a line right down the center, so you want to make sure that center line right here lines up with this white one that you see right here. Just kind of make sure it'll make a nice triangle for you like that. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side as well. Just get it nice and pointed and make sure it lines up. And that's that. That's the first part. Real easy. Now all you're going to do is bring this flap down so that it exceeds this center line here just by 1/4 inch even is good enough. Just like that. And you want to go ahead and fold that down. Again, use your bone folders. Keep everything neat. Then you're going to go ahead and lift this flap up, and you're going to bend it. And what you want to try to achieve is that this triangle piece here, lines up with this one over here. So it doesn't have to be exact. You just want it kind of close as you can get it. And then we're going to go ahead and add some adhesive to this flap right here. Again, I was using my tape gun on a previous thing and it kind of was messing up, so I didn't want to take a chance. So I'm just using this tape. Go ahead and peel it off, and then you're going to press that down, just like that. Then you're going to take each side, let me go this way, and there's the triangle right here, and you want to bring this tip to that one. So just lift it up and bend it over. And then you want to press that down all the way up the side there. Again, using your ball folder to make it a nice fold. You're going to turn it over or not and just repeat that same process on the other side. So again, just bring that up, press that down, and use bone folder. Then you're going to stick your hand in there and you're going to push that bottom open. And actually from here, I like to make sure that that little 1-inch crease or that little fold that you did, make sure to turn that on both directions and score it down. It just helps with this kind of process here. Reach down in there and push that corner out. And then you're going to kind of finger pleat this side here, just like that. And you want to do that to the other side as well. Push that out and then finger pleat that fold in. Kind of have to play with it to make sure you get the right score lines going on. And there you have your little bag made from scrapbook paper. Now for the envelope one, you can use any envelope. I happen to use these from Michael's. I got them on a clearance. They were just the cards and envelopes. I think they measure 5 by 6.5 or something like that. You want to go ahead and seal it closed, and I've gone ahead and put some adhesive on here. You want to make sure that you get all the way down. Oh, now I'm going to be able to pick it up. All the way down here to the sides here, because they need to, it'll help you when you're folding later. So just put a little extra adhesive all the way down. Let me go ahead and peel this one off. Or maybe if it wants to cooperate. There we go. And now you're just going to go ahead and seal that closed, just like that. All right, on the shorter end of this, you want to, so the flap is here, you want to score this at 1 inch. And then you're going to rotate it 180 degrees and at 1 inch again. The reason I rotated it again instead of just scoring it 1 inch over here is because this envelope's a little bigger than they said it was, so it just keeps it all even that way. And then on one of the short ends, you want to, so you're going to turn that like this, and one of the short ends, you want to score it at 1 inch again. It doesn't matter which end, because you're going to be using both of these, so you only need one though. So now you have a 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. So the part that you did not score, which is this edge up here, I'm just going to cut a sliver off. You can cut it with your paper trimmer. You can border punch it. If you want to have a cute little border edge, you can use scallop scissors, whatever. That's just so that you can then have an opening at the top there. So now you want to go ahead and fold all your score lines using your bone folder, making sure that everything is creased really well. Because using an envelope, it really helps if you really crease these lines good. The paper is just a little bit heavier, so it makes better folds when you really crease it. And then flip it over and bend your folds the other direction again, just to break the fibers down of this envelope. Okay, now you're going to stick your hand in there. And on this one, unlike the other one, these are going to make little, let's see if I can get this to cooperate. These are going to make little, oops, sorry, I might be off camera. These are going to make little cat ears. You can kind of see it there. I call those like cat ears because they're little triangles. And then you reach in there and do the same thing. Now see, if this wasn't glued properly, the envelope flap, it'll just come open like that. So just kind of make sure it stays down some. So now you have these 2 cat ears on the ends of your little bag. And we're going to just apply some adhesive to those. This one, you could use some wet glue, I suppose, because the envelopes are a little bit thicker than that pattern paper was. And sorry, I hope I'm not going off camera. I can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, let's just see this. I can get this to work. And it probably won't stick just because I'm on camera. But you want to flap those down like that on the bottom. And I just press it down on a flat surface and make sure that I press those down really well. Again, it works probably better with more adhesive or wet glue or something like that. Then you just want to pinch pleat those crease lines right there. And you'll see it comes together really nicely. And makes a really cute little bag. And don't worry about this side here where the envelope closure was, because you can probably just cover that with scrapbook paper. That way the back side is already clear. So that's it. That's how you make the 2 different style bags from scrapbook paper and from envelope. And I hope that helped you. And be sure to shop at Diemond Dies. Until next time, do what makes you happy. Bye for now.